I'm just kidding. It's over. It's over. Cut the cameras. We know too much.
You already know what's gonna happen. That's crazy.
Maybe. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Timey-Wimey Talks with your girls, your Sonic sisters.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Tyara.
Hi guys. Welcome back. Welcome back.
This season is starting.
Started.
Season 2 of Doctor Who. I like how we're on to this new genre where we're back to season 1, season 2. Because this is definitely like a new era of Doctor Who.
It's very true.
We're starting to get a newer generation of viewers.
Yep.
So we're starting back at season 1 again, you know? So now we're on season 2. So I'm kind of happy that we just kind of like refreshed it, and it's like kind of like this generation's new thing.
Yeah.
Because we have Disney who took over Doctor Who, which was kind of like, are we excited for this? Are we not? We could have a better budget. We could have a bigger audience to keep this going for longer, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing because they're going to change some stuff.
Well, yeah, they're going to change some stuff, and also some people aren't going to know about the past seasons. Like, I think All Trades Jack, that's what he mentioned in his video, and I really like that point. But I thought about it just now, and I was like, well, also when we started watching the early 2000s Doctor Who, I had no idea, like, about any Doctor Who previous.
Yeah, classic Doctor Who.
I think that was cool the way they did that. Like, kind of, we're like, I don't know, they brought Sarah Jane back, and you don't know where she's from, like, if you haven't watched the classic seasons or whatever. But I do agree, mostly, in that I like that they're starting over in season 1, season 2. It kind of, it's fresh. It's a fresh start, and you can kind of, pay
All Trade Drax really touches on that. Go watch his video.
True.
It's one of our friends. He started his own YouTube channel, so we're super excited for you. Go watch it. We'll drop the link below, which talks about like how Doctor Who kind of like what the disconnect between like America and getting viewers. And what I think why it's important to start with a new season, especially now when you're getting a new generation, is because kind of like how All Trades Jack touches on, you kind of have like this nostalgia feeling where this is like my show. You know, it's like we start over. Like my dad had Classic Who, which was his generation. But
Your
it's
dad
like
watched Classic?
Yeah, that's how he started. He watched Classic Who.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got on Doctor Who because of Classic Who.
That's so cute.
Which was his thing. And now our thing, we get to start from the beginning. From season 1 with what was his name? God, why am I Christopher Eccleston.
Oh, you said it right.
Yeah.
Go check out our other videos
where I cannot say his name
wrong every single time.
But we get to start off with Christopher Eccleston, which so Doctor Who is like super nostalgia and special to us. So like we get to pass this down to the next generation.
Damn, we should have had kids by now so they could have watched Shooty Got
I know, damn it.
We're slacking.
Seriously, we're like 25. Where are my children?
Where are my kids?
Where my kids are supposed to see this, but like we got to start it off from like, oh, this was our show because they started off with season 1. So now that Disney owns it, it can be like a new generation show. Yeah, you know, like where they're
a good way of looking at it.
We're gonna get new fans. We're gonna get fresher, like more new audience in. Yeah, that where this is like they get to start from the beginning of their like this season,
kind of like how we did, and that's a great way to look at it. I feel like because like I don't know, maybe we were just stuck on season 1 and it wasn't how we liked, but you know we were kind of bitter. We were like, it doesn't feel like old Doctor Who. I don't like that very much, and so but looking at it like that, it's really hopeful. That's really optimistic.
Yeah,
I think that's the way that most fans should be.
Yeah, honestly, listening to All Trades Back video kind of like helped me come to this perspective of like, okay, now it's time to like hand the baton off to a different generation of viewers.
It's not ours anymore.
Yeah, it's not ours anymore.
Okay.
And that's okay.
We can accept that. We can still sit on the sidelines. It's like when all the kids are saying like skibby riz.
Skibby toilet.
They're probably not saying that anymore and we just don't know because we're just not cool. But yeah, and we don't understand, but it's okay. We sit and take a back seat because it's their world that we're living in.
Yeah.
So I really liked this episode. I am very excited for the season. And like, we're looking at it online or whatever because we couldn't watch it because Tyara was out of town.
I know. So sorry, guys. I'm the reason why this video is late.
So sorry.
But we like to watch it together.
Yeah,
because we're cute like that.
We're so
and we
cute like
have
that.
to watch all the episodes together. Because this is like our childhood show. Like we said, we've been watching it together since we were like 8. Yeah,
speaking of childhood, when we like, I was like drinking my drink or eating my PB&J or something at first. And Tyara thought the same thing. I just didn't say it. We thought in the beginning the guy was David Tennant. We thought like his voice sounded so similar to it. You know, the guy at the end that is
Alan.
Alan. That's his
Alan
name.
Sounds just like David Tennant in the beginning of the episode.
Every time they said his name, I was like, Alan.
Alan.
Swipe up if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, no, you also told me that whole scene in the beginning was cringe, and write that down. What do you talk about that?
No, I don't. It was just cringe, but it was supposed to be cringe because it's like this boy who's like not listening to anything that you want and buys you a star.
Oh, right.
Which was very important to the storyline, I feel like, because it's a very, like, woman empowering. We've never, we haven't had, especially in this, like, recent genre of Doctor Who, even in our genre of Doctor Who, we haven't really had, like, a strong, independent woman. It's more of, like, looking up to, like, this savior man who's, like, gonna take me places, and you're trying to please him, and you're trying to impress him.
I semi-agree with you.
Really? Okay. Go ahead.
Well, there was a whole female doctor. And she's independent and she's kind of saying, okay, but in the context of companions, sure. Sure. Well, I mean, let's think. I mean, Donna was kind of like...
Donna was snippy, but I'm saying we haven't recently had one.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's like, I think. Yeah, no, because Ruby, and we get it. We get where Ruby's coming from.
Ruby was sucking some...
Stop.
Some galaxy extremities.
Yeah, galaxy extremities, for sure. That's exactly what I thought. No, I'm just trying to think of other... like, in the context of new, what are you thinking of? Like,
I'm just saying in the past, like... Really,
that's true.
Like in the past, like, you know, like 5-6 years, we haven't had many. Other than Donna, really. I can't think. But it was a good fresh start because, like, how we were complaining about Ruby, like, she didn't really have a backbone, where she's just...
I thought she wasn't very, like, what we kind of wanted to see, which is, like, moving away from the late teens, early 20s girl who needs to be taken on an adventure and her life stinks and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, we have a girl who already has her own set life.
Yeah, we have Belinda. She doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to die. And that's fair. That's fair. Oh my god, remember when she was, like, in the TARDIS and she was, I'm gonna skip ahead because this is actually, like, I really like this. When she was like, is that what you say to all the girls? Like, is that what you, what did she say? You're dangerous. She said, you're dangerous. And she was like, I'm asking you to do the right thing. I feel like that's really bold to say to the doctor. Like, a doctor never gets shit
he
like
hasn't.
That.
Like,
he
I mean, he
like,
always has companions
but...
to, like, keep him in check, which is why we said it's important of having a companion, so he's not, like, you know, taking over the world and having this big fat head, which he normally does. And Ruby didn't, like, you know, she was just kind of, like, you know, sucking some galaxy extremities. So she wasn't like giving him a hard time. Like, I mean, Amy eventually gave him a hard time, you know what I mean? Like, the companion definitely starts to get a backbone, sees him as who he is, who is flawed, and then starts bickering at him like a married couple. But this is, like, right off the bat. She's like, look, Mr. Whoever you think you are.
Because you know what I'm excited for? I'm excited to see character development in this companion starts hating, like, time and space and, like, adventure. As she's like, oh my god, I need to, like, get home, whatever. And then by the end of the season, we're gonna see her grow and, like, get such an appreciation for the doctor and for, like, travel and opening your world up and, like, I don't know. I'm just really excited for that because the companion usually starts wanting to go you know? And it's like, we were talking about this in the trailer, how we were like, it doesn't seem like she really wants this life. And like, that's kind of intriguing. That's
She's like, take me back.
I'm like, you better take me back. You better do the right thing. So also talking about that same scene too, right before that, before he got in the TARDIS, when he did his like little like hoppy dance, I don't know why, but that's where I started to like fall in love with him as the Doctor. And then when he was like, I don't know why, but the scene where, you know, everything's going haywire, he can't go back to May 24th or whatever, and he's like stressed out, he's like trying to fix the TARDIS, I was like, oh my god, like, I don't know, it just felt really real. And that's where in season 1 I liked him as the Doctor. Now I'm like,
I can see it. I'm like, he's the Doctor, and that's my guy.
And that might be historically what I've always done anyway.
Exactly.
But still, I don't know, I just really appreciated that, because I feel like he has some like time under his belt now. Because yes, I felt the same way with David Tennant and Matt Smith, where I was like,
who is this man?
Nobody can replace.
Who is this man?
Nobody will ever fill his shoes. But no, I was wrong.
No, he's doing a good job. Also, like our poll, if you voted whether Nishuti was gonna cry or not, bro did.
I know.
Bro was dripping tears.
I think GW fan, he said that he was gonna cry in every episode, and I was like, facts. Facts. I think, honestly, if you're getting made fun of it for it, own it.
I guess.
You're the crying Doctor.
No, it was just funny because like I was just talking about this with some friend that I have on Instagram who's also a huge Doctor Who fan. And we were talking about the new up and coming season because
you don't text me back on Instagram.
I'm not supposed to be on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
So anyways, he voted and was like, he's 100% gonna cry in every episode. And I was like, how would you as a person like to be known as like your thing, you know? It's like David Tennant's thing was, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, little things.
No, he took that from us.
Yeah, he took that from us.
Also, Timey-Wimey mentioned
he went in the
episode.
future. Timey-Wimey was mentioned.
They saw what we've been putting out.
It was so funny because I automatically assumed that they were talking about us. And I was like, Alyssa, all of the ideas, they're listening to us.
Oh, they're listening. Next, they're going to ask us to be on the show. Can you, like, believe that?
Is anyone as, like, delusional as we are that we're, like, film one Doctor Who review and we're like, they're going to bring us on the show?
Those are the number
They're
one
going to
fans.
listen to us.
Those are the number one fans, and they're really into the show. And, you know, it's probably their lifelong dream to be on this show. You never know. Never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
We'll totally go on if that's an option.
Listen, hey, I got time.
I'll be a background character.
Sure.
You can kill me off within the first minute.
Oh my
I
God.
don't care. Just let me be in it.
Oh my god, hey, ask me how I'm doing.
How are you doing?
I am supreme. Supreme.
It was a scene from this episode.
Oh, they know. They know. If you're a real fan, you'll know.
If you're a real fan, you know this whole episode line by line.
I was trying to make a Taco Bell joke, but I couldn't think of a good one, so I was just like, ask me how I'm doing. But yeah, no, let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Hospital scene where Belinda's doing her thing. We really liked, number one, the music in the background. It shot me back to like Rose, like the first episode, like in the mall or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like running through, escaping the mannequins, and the Doctor blows up the factory.
It's a very cringy type of scoring that works very well
nostalgic
for Doctor Who.
But it was slightly different. The music was slightly different, but it still had the, I don't know, like, I just remember the tune from like David Tennant's seasons or whatever, and it's like dun 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 dun, you know what I'm talking about?
Or to me, it reminds me very much of like the elevator music from it's not the house, the haunted house thing, the one that switches rooms with Matt Smith. The God Complex. It gave me God Complex music. And music scoring is so important. And important. I talked about this in one episode, how in Jodie's season, they completely changed the type of music that they scored. And that's part of the nostalgia, is also the music and the way they portray scenes. is very different. Like when you watch who creates Ponyo and
excuse me, Hayao Miyazaki Studio
Ghibli films, you can tell it's a Studio Ghibli film by the way that they score the music. It's just like so beautiful and intricate.
And even if you've never heard the tune, it's just like nostalgia.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have a really good way of doing that. And yeah, you're totally right. I really like that point because like how can you it's a certain way where you can make the older viewers feel appreciated and like, oh, you remember too, like you didn't forget about us, like you're not just trying to make it all new and you don't have to bring back a character to have that effect on us. Like music was so important here. I love that. Also I loved the polishing robot. I didn't get the every 9th word thing really, but I enjoyed playing the game. When the doctor was like speaking to Belinda, I was like, I got it, and I was like, 9th word.
I'm like, Alyssa, shut up.
Oh, brain blast, you know? That's what we were talking about. I needed the brain blast.
We like when you can, as a viewer, follow along with the story and try to figure out things with the doctor, so it's fun. Yeah. It makes it fun.
I was having a good time. And I really also liked when they were getting shot, not because they got shot, that was sad, but because it reminded me, another nostalgia point, of like when the Daleks would like shoot people and you would see their skeletons or whatever, but they do it like because CGI is so much better now, and it just like, and then they like stop and freeze and like dissipate or whatever. I don't know, I really like that. I don't know, I just really like how they like, I feel like they spoke to us this episode.
They did. They're like, guys, we see you. We hear you.
So cute. You know what's funny? Do you remember the Husbands of River Song episode?
Okay.
Remember that one with the big red robot who's played by Greg
Yes,
Davis?
I was thinking
I thought he was
going to
be the guy. I thought he was going to be the leader, and I was going to be like, oh.
He said yes. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
But the robots did give me that similar type of vibe.
Yeah.
Which, how did we feel about the robots? Because the robots were so funny. The beginning of the episode was kind of like hilariously cheesy, but in a good way, because the Doctor Who can be hilariously cheesy in a lot of episodes. Yeah. So it was like cute.
It was good. And I'm thinking of like, I don't know, it was cute, but then, excuse me, remember, no cuts, but I'm a bit gassy. But no, it like comparing it to like, I don't know, the Bogeyman in season 1, episode 1, Space Babies. That was camp. That was strange and weird and what's the word to use? Cheesy.
Yeah.
That was cheesy, but I feel like this was cheesy in like
a good way.
Yeah, it wasn't just a guy who made boogers. Like ew.
It was just like, it was purposefully a joke.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When some of the other episodes where it's like not purposefully a joke and you're just like, this was not very good.
Or the goblins on the pirate ship.
Oh, the pirate ship.
Like labyrinth kind of thing.
That was so, you know, like it was serious. So it wasn't like.
Yeah, it was like, well, it was, they were doing a sing and dance thing, which was like not serious, but at the same time, you're supposed to take the goblins seriously as like a threat. And I'm just like,
I'm like, but then you drop kick one like a baby.
Yeah, right? I'm like, I could take that.
Yeah.
I could take that. And here I am. I'm not Miss Belinda Chandra, though.
Dude, Miss Belinda Chandra bots.
Miss Belinda Chandra.
The Miss Belinda Chandra bombs.
Yeah, like that was cutesy and funsy.
It was just so ridiculous and stupid, and I loved it. How they just have her whole entire name as everything. The Miss Belinda Chandra people. Like,
right? Another thing I don't know if this was a reference or if this was supposed to be read into or a deeper meaning or anything, but when the doctor told Belinda, like, if you start deciding which body is best, you're going down a dangerous path. I was like, are you referring to your other regenerations? I don't know. But
I didn't even think about it in that way. Like, which of his bodies is the best body?
Because it kind of hinted at the fact maybe that he's like done that before or something. I don't know. It could have been.
The relief when you're just like not an 80-year-old man when you like regenerate. You're just like, please have all of my like limbs working. You just like wake up crippled. You're just like
How's he gonna save the world? He can't save himself from osteoporosis. What? Like crazy. I also liked in that same scene where he was kind of introducing himself to Belinda, and he's like, he said it really casually, like, I'm from a different planet. He didn't say, like, I'm from Gallifrey, like, in the constellation of Cerberus, in blah, 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 blah. Like, I feel like he's gotten more humble, and he's kind of just like, yeah, I'm from a different planet like these other people, and I spent 6 months waiting for you and working to be the historian so I could just be in the throne room, you know, when you're there. Like, I don't know, I liked how, kind of enjoyed the world where he had to go the long way around and spend time with Anita, where it's more humble, more, there's a bug, more humble and more like, I don't know, like, he is the doctor, yes, but like, he's just a guy.
He's just a dude.
He's just a guy.
He's literally just a dude who also needs to ask for consent.
That's so true.
Okay? Like, I like how in the spaceship where she's like, you scanned my body?
Oh, true.
Did you even ask me?
You didn't ask permission. And he's been scanning bodies for years.
He just be scanning your body.
No permission.
And he does that all the time. Like, he's just like, oh, like...
I'm just the Time Lord. I'm literally the only Time Lord.
This girl's knocked up.
I'm gonna save the world, so I get to scan your body.
Like, ew. That's my privates.
Okay, Belinda, go on.
My privates are on my body.
Yeah.
You can't see those.
You can see. You can see.
No.
No, this is not allowed.
This is not allowed.
No, and I think we like that she's independent, but it's not like how it kind of was before, where it was very like...
Not obnoxiously independent.
Yeah, it's not like, I'm independent because this is the blah 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 21st century, and
men are stupid and I hate them.
I'll say it right out right, and this matter of factly, and it's like, I like the return to more subtly, kind of like, because, you know, that's real life. Like,
yeah.
People are gonna exhibit Belinda's traits, but they're not gonna say it, you know? Like, it's like, I don't know. I feel like that's more real. And I like that she stepped up. At first, we were pissed because I was like, girl, Belinda, why are you turning on the polish robot so that the rebel base gets found?
Oh,
like, why are you doing that?
That made me so mad. And she's like, guys, I did this for you. And everybody's like, are you actually like have zero brain cells? Like zero.
But then I thought about it and I was like, oh, where else was she gonna go to have them find her? Like, they busted the teleporter, so it's like she couldn't really go anywhere anyway. Also, where were they gonna go after they busted the teleporter? Just die down there? What was the plan?
I don't know. They didn't really have a plan. See,
maybe there's an exit she didn't know about or something.
I think a lot of people gave this episode a good review, and I will give it a good review. But I not a great one, because I still feel like a lot of episodes were missing a lot from the plot. Like a lot, like the story, Okay, so we understand that the robots and the humans are fighting each other because of Alan, who was just literally just a control freak, and that was just him as a man. Yeah. But I don't know, how did the people get there? You know, like, I mean, the doctor even said there's still like this huge mystery to solve, but it was just kind of like quickly, like I feel like it was a super quick storyline where it was like, we got there, we saved the planet, we're done. You know, like, it was just like super, it just like quick with it. We didn't really like get like all of the parts to it. Yeah. The history of like, we didn't cut back to like how the doctor had to slave away on this planet for 6 months. We didn't get any like back shot to that, you know, because he was waiting there for 6 months on this planet to become the historian. We didn't really get, and then we had this character who was Susan 55. Well, not Susan 55. What was her name? Something 55. Whatever. But see, I don't even know her name because she was in the first 5 minutes of the episode, and then all of a sudden, Sasha, and then we're naming a building after her. I didn't get any backstory. They're like, she's just a really great person. Okay? Yeah. Show me why she's a great person.
Make me cry too. Like the doctor. Just
so I'm not looking at the doctor like, who is this, you know, girl? You know what I mean? That we're crying about all the time.
Yes. I will agree and disagree with you.
Go ahead.
Because...
Go ahead.
Because all the episodes, they need to cut those scenes for time. Like, they do. They need to. I think you're craving a longer episode because we haven't had them.
They're edging me.
They are. And and when are we going to get to that? It's just gonna be a season finale. It's just gonna be. We're not even gonna be filming. We're just gonna be busy. And no, but I think because in Christmas specials past, in other specials past, you know, we get typically a longer kind of backstory on things, and it can make you cry, and it can make you. I haven't cried at a Doctor Who episode
in
yet.
a while.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And there was a lot of episodes where it's been not a very long episodes, but because of the backstory that you know from all the previous episodes, it gets you and you cry and you're just like, oh my God, that like hurt me. Like you have the attachment to the characters. And with this episode, I still didn't have any attachment to any of the characters. So if any one of them would have died, I would not have IDGAF.
Yeah.
IDGAF.
I get that. I do. What was the significance of the big strong guy, the blonde guy? Was he just eye candy?
He was hot.
Because I thought, I don't know, sorry, but he looked the same as her ex-boyfriend or whatever. I thought that was him the whole time. And then, you know, they reveal him as like the cyborg dude with no legs or waist or anything. But I thought that was the same guy. And so I thought that was important. I thought that was cool. And then they just were like, no, he's the cyborg guy.
He's just hot.
And this guy's just hot.
He's just hot and angry at her for killing Sandra.
Yeah.
55. Sasha. Who we got no backstory on. All we know is she helped the Doctor at some point. But I like in the other episodes, like some of the other episodes where like Peter Capaldi, where he waited like a million years to break free from this prison to save Clara, and you got to see the backstory of how he waited. And then in even in the new season when he's stuck at the hotel, like you get the backstory of how he's waited for like a whole 2 years. You know, to get the gate code to like go in, and you see that whole timeline.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that in this episode. I feel like no,
it is though.
Well, because we saw it in the last season too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
I would rather. I just needed a little bit more.
A little.
I think it was good. I just needed a little zhush because they didn't give me all the zhush.
Yeah, I didn't like.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Much. I thought it was really cool. I did, but at the same time, it didn't hit every mark for me personally, and that's okay. You don't have to create things just for me. I would like if you did, because I just think that would make a really good episode.
But in order to retain viewers, you need to hit. You need to hit those feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't have feelings attached to an episode, you're not going to get attached to the show. The more emotions you trigger in a show, the more you get people watching.
Yeah, and it's like, a lot of people don't like to cry. I'd love to cry.
Yeah.
I do. Not because of something like sad, really. But if it's like sad on TV or whatever, I'm like, that was like really good.
A good show is when you feel like every part of the episode. You know, like you're in the story, when you're just like, when something happens to a character, you're like,
yeah, you hit the and granted, we'll probably get more as the season goes on.
We will, but I'm just saying this episode, they could have given a little bit of a backstory.
A little bit more. Yeah. Less scenes of the hot dude holding up the base or whatever, and just give me like something else. We don't need to have that guy as a character, really. I don't think he was necessary. I think that that one sick person who showed the x-ray of the person, and that gave the Doctor, you know, space to show his two hearts without having to like say it or whatever. I thought that was really creative, and that was really cool.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, they showed us and they didn't tell us, like we were talking about before. Who do you think she is at this point? You want to take any stabs in the dark?
I don't really know. I don't even know. We also saw Mrs. Flood at the beginning of the episode.
Barely.
And she was like, oh, don't tell anybody that I was here, guys. You know?
What?
And so I think she could be Susan, because, like, I don't know. It's almost like she's keeping an eye on the timeline for something, but I don't really know what for. So she could be. Like you said, it could be Susan.
She might be like,
who knows?
Because why was the time fractured? Or I guess it was only in this episode, so she didn't do it before.
I don't know. Time could still be fractured. No, it's not, because he fixed it. But there's still something wrong with time because they can't get back to the timeline or something. Get back
to it. So that's really cool. But like, who do you think do you think she and Mundy are the same person? Do you think she is her descendant, like the doctor said? Well, the doctor said it initially and then scanned her and was like, I don't know, that's what's so great about finding out who you are. Or whatever, I don't know. I don't remember what he said. It was British.
She's like, I don't care who I am. I know who I am, and I want to go back home.
Miss Belinda Chandra.
I'm Miss Belinda Chandra, minus the miss, because, like, I hate when men call me miss.
I like how smart she is, but I
think she'll make a good companion. I'm excited to see where they go with her.
I really want them to do what I said last episode, where she is her, but she just had to, like, pretend she didn't know him or something. I really want that to be true. Because, like, I think that could be really cool if they, like, shot the scenes of, like, her on the planet from her perspective at Boom, or during Boom. That would be really cool.
Yeah, so basically what she wants from the episode is that basically in Boom, because we know we saw her in Boom, somehow during this season she gets stuck on that planet.
Yeah,
and
something happens.
And so with the time wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff, you know.
Or what if do you think that, you know, the robots had the one star diploma and then they had the other real star diploma. They touch and things go haywire. What if she's Belinda and then the other Belinda, and then something's gonna happen where they touch and they explode the damn world?
Maybe she always has the diploma on her. She gets stuck in the future on Boom, which is why they have the diploma in the future.
Oh!
I'm just kidding. It's over. It's over. Cut the cameras. We know too much. We know too much.
We already know what's gonna happen. That's crazy.
Maybe, but also it could.
I think it'll happen.
I don't think he would make it that obvious. You know what I mean?
Or maybe we're just really smart.
I would like to say, okay, I had a 4.2 in high school. No cap.
No cap.
No cap.
No cap.
I won the Dare
Stop.
Let me just list my achievement. But we do have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
So it was such a pleasure speaking with you guys.
I know. I had such a good time today. And I'm really excited to see where this season goes.
I'm so excited for the next episode, the cartoon one. That looks so sick.
It does. We're very excited. Fun. I can't believe they're doing it the second episode. I really thought we would have to wait. So that's exciting. But
so excited.
Dude, we should start an I'm excited counter, because I noticed last video that I said excited like 10 times. And I've said it like a bunch of times here. Oh, speaking of that, they said Boom twice in this episode, and I was like,
you guys catch that? You guys catch that?
I was like, oh my god, she's from Boom too. That's crazy.
I really hope they end up relating it back. That would be fun.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be so fun.
I don't know how they could. It was probably just the script. I don't know. Whatever.
But guys, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And we will see you guys next time. Again, click below in the video where we have All Trades Jack's video, which we kind of touch on a lot in the beginning of the video. So we gotta give credit to our friend who's doing amazing on his channel.
Thank you so much for your inspiration at the beginning. Yeah, it's a really good video. Go check it out.
So good.
And we thank you for tuning in today.
Yeah, we hope we get to see more of you guys.
Yes,
like and subscribe.
Come back, check out our shorts. Like, I think we're kind of funny sometimes.
We're so funny.
Okay, well, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I don't know, like, think about watching our older videos if you really want to do that. Leave a comment. We respond to comments. Comment on the shorts. Do whatever you want. Hit the bell. Cause
we'll do anything for a like.
Y'all are committed.
I'm just kidding.
We're committed.
We will not. We will not do anything.
We're committed, like Miss Belinda Chandra and the AI overlord. Wait, what was his name?
Al. Okay,
so don't be like Al. Reminder, don't be like Al. Be like Miss Belinda Chandra. and save the world every once in a while.
Yeah.
And we're doing our part.
Save our YouTube channel.
Yeah, please.
From going out of business.
We're about to foreclose.
We're going bankrupt.
We're just two ladies out here. Anyway.
Bye.